Hey, welcome to the YouTube channel. What's going on, you guys? I'm demonstrating the new QSC CB10 10-inch PA speaker. It's 28 pounds, and this will run on battery power for, I believe, up to 8 hours. I've seen a lot of demos of this speaker since it was just released in January of 2026. I heard it at NAMM. But most all of the demos that I'm seeing and hearing are from DJs, and I understand that. We all love and appreciate a battery-powered speaker where we can use it for ceremonies, where there's no AC wall power, or you want to keep things clean. You don't want a cable running down behind the speaker, etc. I heard this at NAMM at the Cole Clark booth where they were demonstrating the Cole Clark acoustic guitars, and I was blown away. Actually, I really loved the Cole Clark guitars. They sounded really natural. But I realized they were playing through this speaker set flat, and it was just a fantastic sound. So I ordered a pair to give a try for myself. I'm playing through a Martin D18. This is a cutaway from 2018 with an LR Baggs Anthem Pickup. What you were hearing initially, just the reverb from the speaker. And by the way, there is an app that comes with the speaker, so you can run the mixer that has 2 main channels and a 3rd Bluetooth channel. But the 2 main channels are all I need as a solo acoustic performer, or you could obviously use a mixer and get more inputs. But I'm using this as a 2-channel. I run it from the app. There's only a reverb as the effect in the speaker, so it's fairly minimal, but it's a pretty good sound and reverb. Here you go. That's the reverb. Now I've dialed it in. You can set it for small, medium, or I think it's large. I don't know if they call it hall. I think it's large, small, medium, and large. I'm setting it right now at medium, just kind of at halfway point, just to keep things just a little bit wetter versus a dry sound. By the way, I'm using an Audigo microphone. It's a very directional microphone, so even though I am standing and playing acoustically, let me mute this. This is what the guitar sounds like off axis. So you can hear that while there may be some sound in the room, the predominant sound, and I'm actually playing this at a volume I would use at a lot of my gigs. The dispersion and the coverage seems very wide, very smooth, it's very clear. I'm really impressed with how good it sounds. Now, I'm standing in front or beside my Electro Voice eVerse 8. I've used a pair of these speakers, sometimes just one, covers depending on the sort of venue I'm playing, but I use a pair of the eVerse 8s with great effect. They're also battery powered. It's smaller. It may be up to 10 pounds lighter than the QSC. The QSC is the largest, but there are times where I need just a little bit wider coverage, a little bit bigger, fuller sound. The EV is very capable. When I compare them in the room, what my findings are, and I don't think if I demonstrate this in a YouTube video, you'll get this sense. So let me explain. The EV, it's an 8-inch speaker, and the cabinet is barely wider than the 8-inch speaker. It has a more focused sound, as you might expect. You can only defy physics to some point before there is going to be some natural limitation you just cannot overcome. So really, really like the EVs, but when I compare these, the EV sounds more focused, like the sound is like not as wide. It's almost, I don't want to say nasal, but there's a clarity and a pure, clear, natural, open sound from the QSC. As best I can EQ these. The QSC doesn't actually need much EQing. It just has a 3-band. It has low, mid, and high. And it's a slider, but call it bass, mid, and treble, whatever. But on the app, it's just low, mid, and high. And right now, it's set pretty darn close to flat. So that's just my personal take on the EV versus the QSC. want to demonstrate one other thing. A lot of times at my solo shows, I don't just play acoustic guitar. I also do some songs on electric. But because of the places that I play, I don't bring an electric guitar amp. I also do not have a modeler pedal. I don't have an amp simulator pedal on my pedal board. I just have an overdrive and I have some effects pedals. But let me demonstrate. This is a Powers Electric A-type Select. This has PF42. They're large single coil pickups. Also has the camtail whammy bar. Very cool sounding guitar. Really, really like these. But let me just show you what this sounds like. All right, and let me just solo over that same loop. Looks like it might have been going a little bit into the red just because the guitar is a little hotter, but that's just a really nice sound. Now let me just lay down a different loop. I'll use some effects and just show you how I might use this guitar. All right. This is a Walrus Audio Slotva. It's an ambient reverb pedal that I set for the background. So let me just lay down a loop and check this out. All right, always got to throw in the human element note. Let's call that jazz. Anyhow, hopefully the quality of the sound is translating in the YouTube video. I'm really impressed. I just got this yesterday, so I did a firmware update. That's what it took to get it up and running. Took about 7 minutes. And I'm taking it to a gig tonight, taking the pair. I do have a pair of them. I'm just playing through one for purposes purposes of this video. Very small room. 2 would be overkill in here. So I hope this was interesting. I really wanted to get a demo video out of this speaker with a guitar through it and not just DJs playing. And some people might ask, how much bass can it put out? You know, what sorts of things can you get in terms of recorded music? I have no doubt it's going to be stellar, but that's not something that I'm going to demonstrate in this video. That's not my primary focus. So hopefully this is of value to you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel and you just discovered this and this is helpful, that will help grow the channel. And if you like the video, I'm sure that helps the algorithm, whatever the heck that means. All right. Thanks so much for watching. Be well.